Now then, here we are, me and the beautiful Blue, who's just laid down in the back there, and we are currently heading to the Lake District, although we're actually technically in the Lake District already because I am in Kendal. I'm not technically in Kendal, I'm on the outskirts of Kendal, but I've gone to Kendal first because I had a package which needed to be passed to a distribution company, and it contains 3 Thermarest sleeping pads. All have failed. One was the yellow one that delaminated and 2 have got leaks. So what I've done is packed them up and I've given them to the distribution centre that send them off to Ireland, and then hopefully they're going to replace hopefully they're going to replace one and fix the leaks on the other 2. So that is the plan. Anyway, from here we are heading to go find a mountain to climb up. But it's late and it's been one of those days where I've just had to deal with a lot of life crap, and it's been raining a lot and I just need to get somewhere and literally go chill out. So whether or not we make it to the top of the mountain or not, I'm undecided, but I'm going to crack on, get ourselves there, and we'll see what happens. Well, we've made it to the Old Dungeon Gill Hotel car park, and I've heard they've got some live music on a Wednesday night, and today is Wednesday. So I'm just gonna go into the pub, check it out and just see what the crack is, because it's now getting pretty late. We are at 6:15, and to get myself ready to go on top of a mountain, which the plan was, and then get up there, it's going to be a bit of a rushed one. So I'm trying to sort of make some excuses up just to sort of chill out, stay in the van and do something else instead. So to go watch some live music, have a nice meal and a couple of beers, chill out in the van, and then just enjoy my mountain journey better tomorrow. So I'm not rushing. I think if it's on, that will be the plan. Anyway, let's get out and sort our lives out. Go on then, get down. Yeah, let's get back in here. Well, there we go. So I've just been checked at barman and I asked him about the live music, and he said that the usual sort of bands or whatever that turn up haven't turned up, so he didn't think that it was going to be on tonight, which I'm a bit gutted about really, because I just thought it'd be quite nice just to sort of chill out and be part of that and just have a beer or 2 and a nice meal. So I don't really know what to do. I need to make a video, don't I? That's what I need to do. I need to make you guys a video to watch. So I think, what can I do? I could just leave it here, or I could maybe show you a few bits in my van that you haven't seen. I don't really know what there is that you haven't seen, but maybe we'll do that. I'll show you a bit in my van. Let's do that. Right, let's have a think of what you might be interested in. What have I been doing in the van? Well, firstly, if you look at this, I've got this wedge shaped cushion which just sits against this back wall, and it just allows it to be nice and comfortable, and it works really well. But I've had it covered, and if we look down at this end as well, you can see we've got a pillow to match, and obviously it's matching the ceiling. And then look at this, that is the only one in the world. Oh dear, not that anyone else really wants one, but yeah, you never know, might do that as some sort of merch thing. Some cushion covers. Anyway, what else have we got? I'll tell you what I could do. I've got my red cupboard here, so what I could do is actually go through what's in it. Let's do that, eh? I'll set you up down on the floor. Right then, so my magic floating cupboard. So what I've done is use a little micro carabiner there, which just allows me to keep this locking system shut. We'll open that up, drop it down, and there we go. I've got my perfect desk to work at and also to eat at. It really does work well. And I added these straps just to make sure that it sits at the right angle and everything. So yeah, spot on with that. And then inside I have my computer monitor, which I've put onto a bracket, and that just allows me to hotspot off my phone, and then I can use it for things like Amazon Prime, what else is there, Netflix, those sorts of things. You can just get everything on there, and also it will mirror what my phone or iPad is doing as well, so it just allows me to do a little bit of editing. And it's pretty cool because I can move it around, and wherever I'm sat in the van, it just allows me to be able to see the actual screen, because obviously I can bring it that way as well. So if I just get that out of the way, let's get some light in there, then you'll be able to see. So the back of the unit, I've got a double socket here with some USB ports. And then look at this. This is something that's pretty cool. Tiny little magnets, a little magnet strip there. And that just allows me to keep all my sort of cables tidy, so that works really well. Inside here, we've got some ice cream tubs. Look at them. Absolutely perfect fit in here. This stack, I can put 3 on top of each other at that side, and I've got one here. So in this one, let's have a quick look and see what we've got going on. Ah, interesting. So I have, if you can see, that is a bike fork mount, and I've made this, I've welded this all together, and I've got these hooks and made it all sort of work. So it actually attaches to the original seat brackets for the back seats. So I can actually put my bike in here, and it's just very quick to sort of set up and put on. What else is in there? Some fairy lights, a couple of little tools, nothing fancy really. What about this one? A couple of little items for my GoPro. So I've got a floating one there and a bike mount. And what else? Oh, there's a head mount there, and that is pretty much it. So that's pretty boring, is that one. So I'll pop that back. What else? This box is cool. So this box, I can't remember what it was from, but it's just a cardboard box. But if I just take that off, look what it fits in here perfectly. So I've got a load of DVDs. So it holds the DVDs absolutely perfectly, but also I've got a cable. Let's take one out. I've got a tiny little DVD player. So if I'm really stuck in here for, I don't know, a couple of days or so, being horrible weather, I can bang a DVD on. So I just thought that was a brilliant idea. The DVDs themselves I bought from a charity shop, and I paid, I think, was it 50p each for each DVD. So I thought all I'm going to do is just buy them from charity shops, use them as and when, and then pass them on to somebody else. So I thought that was a really good way of recycling and getting to watch some nice things while I'm sort of tent bound, van bound. So we've got another one here. What's in this? We've got just some sort of straps, and what are those called? Bungee cords. I've got some sticky back foam, because if anything's ever rattling, you can just add a little bit of that to it, and obviously it'll stop the rattle. So yeah, that's about it there. I've got a battery, I've got a little JBL speaker just to give me a little bit of music if I ever need. And that's about it. Obviously I've got a little bit more space here that I need to utilise, so ideally I'm going to, I think I'm gonna build something that's gonna sort of house all this and just give me a little bit more easy option storage. So anyway, that is my little red cupboard. And pop that back in, shut that up, clipper closed, and let's get on to the next bit. So down here we have got the lovely Blue. Hey, you gonna say hello, Bluey? And he's completely just chilling out. That is my dog. What a good lad you are. I've also got an air conditioning unit in here, which is the Ecoflow Wave 2. And the best thing about it is it fits perfectly up against this chair and down in that footwell, so this thing does not move at all. So I've tested it out a few times. I've had it in the hot spell that we had a while back, and I was just seeing if it would reduce the temperature in here. It definitely reduces the temperature, although if it's super hot and the sun is blaring, it's not going to take it down to the temperature that you set, but it will reduce it by quite a large amount, so it does make it more comfortable. I last used it at the Camper Jam Festival, where one night was just really hot and sticky, like just muggy as anything, and I put it on overnight and I slept with it on, and it was just comfortable. It made it a hell of a lot more comfortable, so definitely worth checking out. I'll just show you how it works actually. So basically, let's turn it on. So we'll press this button. Oh, now there we go, it's coming on. In fact, let's move this chair forward. So as soon as you turn it on, it is set there at 16 degrees. It's going to try to reduce the temperature to that. The actual ambient temperature now is 21 degrees, and it's saying we've got 10 hours there of battery life. And all you need to do is, to make sure that it's working properly really, is attach this, which is dead easy to do. These things are honestly incredible. There's two different ones that come with it. One is an outlet one, which is for this, and another one is an inlet, so you can actually draw cold air from the outside if it's cooler outside than inside or whatever. And then obviously this is more of the extraction one. So let's pop this back in, and all you do is pop it in place and it just locks in position there. So this is nice and solid. So out of here there is air coming out, and that now is just starting to warm up. So basically, to make cold air inside here, you need to actually have a reaction that makes warm air. So that warm air, rather than just cycling in here, is pointless because you put in warm air in and cold air. You need to extract that. So all you do is, quite cleverly, give this a tug out, open your window, and you'll just pop it out your window like that, and that is as simple as it gets. So all the warm air will be going out. The good thing about this unit is that it doesn't just make it cooler in here, you can actually use it as a heating system as well. So what will happen is that'll actually be passing colder air out and keeping the warm air in here. Pretty damn clever. The other good thing about it is, let's just grab my phone. I'm going to click on the Ecoflow app, and then we have got the Wave 2 on there, Delta Mini. What else have I got? The Glacier, which is the fridge unit. So if I just click on the Wave 2 there, and you can see straight away I've got the controller now to actually control that. So controlling it through my phone, as you can see, we have got three different settings at the bottom. We've got one which is the cooler, this one is the heater, so that's set at 24 degrees, so obviously now it's going to change and adjust itself to suit. You can see the light difference as well there. It goes onto like a ambient orange glow rather than the blue one. And then we can flick it onto the fan here, and again the light changes along the bottom there, and then the fan should kick in. Now obviously with this, it will use quite a lot of energy to get to the temperature it needs to get to, but once it's there, it's a little bit easier for it to maintain the temperature, so it's not using as much energy. Let's just pop it back on the cooler. So it's currently set at 16 degrees. It's dead easy to change that. You can just change that in a second just with this simple little dial. Drop it back down to 16. It tells you the percentage of the battery there, which is 92%, sorry, 92%. We've got the air outlet temperature, which is saying 17 degrees, because obviously that's going to now try to reduce itself to get down to your temperature setting, which is 16. We can go into the settings. We've got a screen timeout there, so I can, which is the screen on there. So if I just drop that down to 10 seconds, so hopefully that should now just go off in a few seconds. It's a long wait. There we go. So I'm going to now adjust that back to 5 minutes. It comes back on. We've got other things like the temperature unit. Currently it's on degrees Celsius, so I can change that to Fahrenheit. Also, you can turn the beep off. That's dead easy to do. But I quite like having it on just so I know where I am with it. So as you can see, it's very easy to use. The only thing that I feel I'm going to have to do to make this work better, especially in the van, is sort out my extraction. So I can balance that in the window and just sort of wind the window up to it, and that's completely fine. And obviously then you've got a bit of airflow coming in, so that's the extractor going out, and it's also drawing air in, so there's no issue with that. But I feel that I need to make some sort of plastic window guard with a couple of holes in, one to take this and actually accept that, and also stop any rain getting in. So that's definitely something I'm going to sort out in the next few weeks. So for in the van, it does seem to work pretty well. I think in a smaller space like this, it's a lot easier to keep it cool, but when you've got the sun blaring down on the outside, then it's going to have a bit of a fight, but it will definitely reduce the temperature. You can also hear that it's got a bit of a buzz or a hum about it, and if you were sleeping next to it, you might find that a bit of an issue, but for me, it doesn't bother me at all. It just almost, that white noise just sends me to sleep, so I actually like it. I'll just turn that off, and then it'll just take a few seconds, and then hopefully we're back to silence. There we go. So it turns itself off. Obviously, battery wise, the battery that you can get that goes with this lasts sort of for a few hours, but you can obviously run it off any of the other sort of battery packs you've got, or your 240 volt system that you got in your van, so it's pretty good for that. But because it runs off the mains as well, I think that I'm going to put that in my shipping container quite a lot, and that is going to help obviously reduce the temperature in there when it gets warm, because I've got so much glass in my shipping container, it's almost like a greenhouse, so I think it is going to be pretty awesome for that as well. Anyway, I am well happy with that. It does add to the van, it fits in mine, and if you've got a bigger van, obviously it's going to make a lot of a difference because you've got more space to play with. Anyway, what else can I show you in here? What else have we got? I've got a quilt cover here. So this is like a similar-ish sort of a pattern to what's up here, but as you can see, it's just a bit grey looking. So that just matches in quite well. And it's nice having a quilt rather than a sleeping bag, because obviously you can just sort of spread yourself out a little bit more. Although my bed isn't that wide anyway, because as you can see, we have got a 600mm wide bed, which is great because it sits all my camping mattresses on perfectly, and it just means that I can chop and change and utilize whatever I've got going at the time. So if I'm camping out, I only need to bring one mat. I can use it in here, and I can also use it out there on the fells. What else do I have to show you? Well, my window blackouts, I've got to say, are working fantastically well. They obviously stop all the light getting in and out, which is one of the main things, but also they sound deaden and insulate. If it's really sunny on this side and I put my hand against it, you can feel some of the heat coming through, which is to be expected. This, where I've used the super quilt to insulate it, pretty much lets no heat in whatsoever. It's honestly brilliant. So I'm well happy that I've used a really decent quality insulation just to keep as much heat out as possible. And come winter, heat in. That is going to be a big one. Just down here I've got a little storage pouch, and in that I just put things like my head torch and a couple of other little items that I might need close and quick accessible when I'm in here at night. I've also got, though, look at this. This is a box. And inside here, if I just unzip it, are you intrigued? I can't do it one-handed. So we have a set of binoculars. Look at that. So these are from a company called Wildgarder, and they are a digital set of binoculars, but they're also night vision. So I thought this would be absolutely awesome to have in the van, because say there was a wild bear outside and it was just sort of down the road and you couldn't see anything because it was pitch black, I could get these on and then at least see what is going on. So it's just a little bit of probably like a safety thing really, just to be able to see out of your van when you're in it. So as long as you've got no lights on in here, you can use this, and with the infrared system that works on this, I'll be able to sort of see into the distance and see what is going on and whether those hordes of zombies are on the way. So yeah, I've had a good play with these, and they do work pretty well. The night vision's good, and it's amazing what you can see at night, which your naked eye will not see. On the top there, you can see we've got 6 different buttons, and that is just for the infrared and the digital zoom, and whether you want to record or not, and obviously the on and off button, which you do need. There's also a mechanical zoom as well, so these twist ends here just do focusing of the actual clarity of the picture, but also of how far the infrared projects out. Get that, because it actually projects quite a long way, so you can see right into the distance. What is the distance it projects? That is the amount. Hell of a long way, that, isn't it? So yeah, it's honestly brilliant. I've had quite good fun with it, because where I live out in country, so when I'm out with these messing about, I can see all the ducks on the pond right in the distance. I was looking for the otters at night, which was really good fun. So for me, these are going to be pretty awesome to have in the van. I'll be able to use them for just assessing the mountain just before I set off on my expeditions, just to sort of see what the weather's like up there, and also work out which sort of path or route that I'm going to take. I think they're great for security at night in the van, having the night vision, because obviously I'll be able to sort of look into the distance and just see if there's any sort of strange sounds, or you know, maybe some people or something going on that just is a bit dodgy. I'll be able to sort of pick them out and just see what's going on and just assess my situation from that. What else? Video wise, I'm going to use these for filming as well here and there, and I just think it's going to add just like a different aspect to my film, so I'm going to just add a bit in here and there with it. So anyway, pretty damn cool those. And the coolest thing about them, as soon as I look through that there, I feel like I'm on Star Wars, just looking across the desert. They're definitely like them, aren't they? Anyway, what am I going to do now? What shall we do? Where should I take you? I think I'm gonna go back to the pub, and I'm gonna get myself a really nice dinner and another pint of lager, and then we will just see where we end up to sleep. But I'm definitely sleeping in the van. See you in a bit. Well, that was a bit of a letdown. No live music, and food stopped serving about half an hour before I got back in there, so a little bit gutted about that. Anyway, I'm going to drive up around the corner, and I'm going to pray that there is enough food in the back of the van somewhere just to give me a feed for the night. So let's go find somewhere we can camp out. Right, there we have it. Roadside on a very, very quiet road, so there's not going to be any traffic coming past at all at night, I don't think. And we're sat somewhere pretty beautiful. It's not bad, is that, is it? Anyway, let's get some food on. I hope I've got something. That's a pig's ear. Can have a couple of them. Bon appetit. Well, Blue's happy, he's had a good feed, but for me, it is slim pickings. Look at this. We have some pasta, 2 tins of tuna, a bit of mayo, and then some balsamic glaze, which is just going to give us a little bit of flavour. Great, eh? Note to self, I need to make sure that in the van at all times I have a good few decent meals that are just very easy to prepare and last a long time, so they can just sit there and just be used as and when. That is a bit beige to say the least, but it'll do the trick. I'm happy I've actually got something, so there we go. See what it's like. Strangely, it's not bad. The good thing is, I think I've got a beer somewhere, so let's get that out and have me dinner.
Now you can
Dinner,
your all day.
a movie,
You can argue the ins and outs of Illinois versus Gates, but you're not going to convince
and a beer.
that our government has not sanctioned the use
Not
of
too shabby, really, is it?
Furthermore, there is no sacred protection of property rights.
Could be a
in
lot
our
worse.
country. You grow marijuana
I'm a happy
on
man.
your farm, be it an ounce.
All right. Now, first of all, Carl is not here.
Well, I didn't get to camp on top of a mountain. I didn't get to see any live music or listen to any live music. And I didn't get a nice pub dinner. But you can't have it all. And to be fair, it has been such a lovely night. I've just proper relaxed back and just enjoyed myself in the van with the dog. And I am still watching the film. I've got a nice cup of tea in hand. Dinner was just food. To be fair, it wasn't actually that bad. It just needed some green vegetables to go with it, and that would have made it a lot better. But we're warm. If you look here, we have got 18.2 degrees there, and it is 13.9 outside. So I'm a happy man, really. The dog's happy down there. Hey, Bluey. I'm just going to sort him out, take him out for a last walk, finish my cup of tea, continue watching the film, and that's about it. We'll lower it down again into red light mode. It's just quite nice having that because it just allows it to be still lit, but it's not too in your face like the lights are up there, which I'm going to turn off in a second. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you in the morning. You ready, Bluey dog? Morning, flowers. And what a grand morning it is. Take a look at that. That is not a bad view to wake up to. We've got the sun out. There's a fairly blue sky above. A few clouds here and there. A light breeze. And we've just got the sound of trickling water in the background. Bliss. Yes, today is definitely going to be a good day. I'm going to get myself out into the mountains and just breathe. That's what I need to do, breathe. We have got Blue chilling out on the floor there. He's quite happy. And I just thought I'd show you, because as you've already noticed, I've got some stickers on my van and I've named it. The van is called the Dull Dub. And get this, I bought the cheapest of number plates. And the best thing about it being the Dull Dub for me, this thing is going to be far from dull. So I'm going to be out and about on adventures all over and taking photos of this van in the most wonderful places. And that's my plan, just to adventure more. That's what I want to do. That's what I enjoy doing, and I just feel that this is why I've got the van, just to take me off for longer periods of time and just enjoy what I enjoy doing most. So it's time for breakfast and a cup of tea, and then we can get ourselves ready and out there somewhere. I've got a work van and it's working. You can't beat a good cup of Yorkshire tea. It has to be Yorkshire. Anyway, there we have it. A dull video from the Dull Dub. But to be honest, it's actually been quite nice sort of bringing you guys into my domain and just sort of sharing it with you. I don't know, there's like so many intricate little details that I've not actually explained or shown to you guys yet. But I will do in the future in a video which will be a full van tour. But the items that I've got so far in here are all working well. There's the Ecoflow Wave 2, and that's quite impressive, I've got to say. But in temperatures where it's just about what it's going to be sort of aiming for anyway, there's no point putting it on. So I'll probably show you that better in a future video, working where it's hopefully going to be fighting against the sunshine shining on the van and obviously making it really hot in here. Although come winter I can also use that for warming it up, so it will be another good way of temperature control for me and the lovely Blue. I've also got those Wildguard Owler 1 night vision goggles, so they are going to feature for definite, especially come winter, because obviously now long days it's difficult to sort of get to use them, because usually while it's dark I'm asleep. So I'll put a link in the description to all the different items that I've been using in the van, including that smart monitor behind you. I'll find a link for that because I bought that as new off eBay. But I've got to say, it works really well. It hotspots off your phone, and when you don't have internet, you can watch a DVD. So it just gives you that entertainment on those horrible rainy days when you just want to chill out in the van. Anyway, give the video one of them. Comment, subscribe, all the usual game, and I'll take you out on some more adventures, even though this one was a little bit dull. Brilliant. Anyway, from me, it's always anyway, isn't it? Anyway, from me and the beautiful Blue, we'll see you another time. Take care.